share. People tend to share negative, unfortunately, it's a human nature. They tend to share negative a little bit more than positive. There was a hand over there. Yes? You would like as well?
I wouldn't say it's an issue, but it's a challenge that the technology keeps on changing like minute by minute. Even if you talk about digital handles like Instagram, there's every day there's something happening, there's stories, there's posts, so one doesn't know where to focus, and what to tell people. So it's every day there's something new to learn from. It becomes a challenge. I wouldn't say it's an issue, it's a learning experience, but it keeps on changing. It's fast paced.
That's true. The speed of technological changes is faster than ever. But still, what all the marketing professors will tell you is that the human nature has not changed last 10,000 years or more. Which means that no matter what kind of technology we're using, is it Instagram? 10 years ago there was no Instagram, 15 years ago there was no Facebook, I don't know, maybe Google even didn't exist. But we're still there. So we are people who remember the time pre-Instagram, pre-Facebook, and pre-Google, and we haven't changed. Some of our habits have changed, but the basic nature, that what we care for, the needs, they are still the same. We want to belong to somewhere, we want to be loved, we want attention. And these are the basic human needs that stay all the time. Yes, two more. Three more. Good.
With such a short span of attention of a viewer in a digital platform, it's very hard to describe the details and the authenticity and the product quality.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Especially if you have a complicated product, like a B2B product. Then I have some examples of that as well.
Okay, I'm Aman. I represent EFU Live. I think as a company or as an industry, we're very fast evolving. But I feel that Pakistan is still in the learning curve. There's a lot of new things happening. Everybody is just, getting onto the bandwagon without really knowing the intricacies, without really knowing the back end, the analytics. Yes, there's a lot of work that's being done on content, but in terms of the analytics, the consumer insights, I think there's still a gap. Also, I feel that the algorithms these days in Facebook, you're hardly reaching any audience organically. So probably what Facebook was, 3 years back, 4 years back, to what we're able to do organically, it's changed drastically. As a company, we've recently, just last week, crossed 2 million fans on the page. We're on 5 different social media platforms. But a lot of times, we don't have the benchmarks available. So for us, it's a testing platform. We've been at it for the last 6 years. We're experimenting a lot, but if I have to, talk to our agencies or talk to the industry players and say, what are the benchmarks? Are we doing good enough? Are we there yet? There's actually not much to go on. So that's one, and I think the third part of it is that yes, there is a huge audience. I think when you talk to the millennials, this is the audience that the insurance industry is going to be capturing in the next couple of years. But when you want to integrate the data of social media and map it out with our own client base, I think that integration is kind of missing. And that's, on social media, you get a lot of aggregated data. So if I want to, let's say, target somebody with a certain interest, or a behavior, I can. But if I want to really map out the journey, that's still a challenge.
See, well, actually, you mentioned that you have 2 million fans for your brand. And this is a major challenge everywhere in the world. And famous Australian marketing professor tells you that the mistake all these companies have made is that they have built their houses on a rented land. So basically, you rent Facebook, it's not your, the fans you have there are not your fans, they are fans of Facebook, Facebook owns them. And you have put a lot of effort on getting those fans, and then one day they change their algorithm and say, from now on, if you want to reach your fans, you have to pay us 10 cents per each fan or whatever the cost is. Yeah, but anyway, you pay for that. So, and then that's the issue that many companies have built their houses on a land that is owned by Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. So that's the issue. Okay, so thank you for being so active. start, let's see what the global marketers think. Strategic priority number one is customer experience. And customer experience meaning all channels, 360 degrees, offline, online. If you're a retailer, how does your shop look like in a physical space? How does your e-shop look like? The tone of voice your customer service people talk to the customers, the way how your customer service people look, all these kind of little details. If you put yourself in the shoes of a customer, then the overall experience you get depends on hundreds of little details. And the overall experience is what really matters. And the number of challenges, yes, it's increasing. You now have more platforms, but what matters is the fundamental experience. And one of the biggest challenges these days is how to align online and offline customer experience. Especially if you're, for example, if you're a high-end luxury premium retailer, then everybody has an idea how this should look. Let's say we are in a five-star hotel. You have a certain expectations how five-star hotel would look like, what kind of service you get from here. But if you go to a website of Marriott or Hilton or any other five-star hotel, what kind of experience you get there? Is it still five-star experience? Or maybe they are annoying you with very difficult navigation, or how easy it is actually to book. Do you actually feel that you are a VIP customer? This is really a big challenge. So actually, although most of the marketers admit that the customer experience is number one priority or a strategic challenge for them, only 15% say that they are okay, they have aligned the CX across channels. So this actually, customer experience was a top priority already last year. So this trend is not a trend, it's a reality. And the problem is that customers, in whatever business you are, if you're a bank, then the customers are not comparing your bank with your competing bank. If you're let's say, a travel website, the customers are not comparing your travel website with your competitor. They actually set the bar high. They are comparing everything with the best in the world. Let's say if Google today offers a very good experience, it's easy to use, then customers expect you to be as good as Google. Or if it's Amazon or Alibaba or any other of these websites. So we are in a global, internet is global phenomena, and the experience you get, customers expect the world's top experience from you as well. Technology. Technology is the area where there's a lot of hype always. New things come, and recently augmented reality and the virtual reality were the buzzwords. 360-degree videos, etc. This time, these buzzwords are actually fading because, especially the problem with the VR is that it was launched in a very early stage when the product was not really mature, and the experience of people who used it was not very good. So I don't know how many of you have tried this VR device or the Oculus Rift, or it's not, your expectations are so high, but then you try it, it's not like, you got a feeling that this is not really a finalized product. So now the excitement is fading away, and the next big thing is, there are two things, payments, electronic payments, and here China especially is leading the way. There are even speculations that by year 2025, China will be completely cashless economy because all payments will be made within the apps like WeChat, for example. So you are on the social media and you make all the payments there as well. So no need for cash or a card or whatever. And the other big thing is voice. At the moment there are three leading voice interfaces. One is Siri by Apple, the other one is Google, and the third one is Amazon Alexa. And especially in English language, they work already quite good. Google claims that their accuracy of Google voice assistant, they understand over 90% of what people say. So it's actually quite accurate. It's better than a dumb person or a child. So they are really intelligent. And increasingly, you see people interacting with smart devices with voice, especially in the situations where you can't use your thumb, like when you're driving, for example, or you just are tired of staring at another screen because it's very tiring to watch the screens all day. So you sit at home and then you tell Alexa, turn temperature up by 2 degrees. Alexa, play my favorite song by the Beatles. Alexa, buy me 2 liters of Coca-Cola. And this happens.